Hello everybody, my name is Takara, and today we're looking at the Walmart exclusive Happy Birthday Snow White from 1996. So we're going to do something a little different with this video. I notoriously love keeping my dolls in boxes, so when I do get ones that do have things floating around, I do end up opening them up and fixing them. So with having these loose items in the box, it does make them a little bit cheaper, which is fine with me because I have no problem fixing them. So at the beginning of the video, I will first show you how I fix her, and there's a trial and error to it, and then later I'll do a classic review, so stay tuned till the end. Through trial and error, I realized that I'm going to need more than scissors, tape, and glue. The type of paper inside the box did not want to adhere to anything, so normal glue and hot glue did not work, so super glue is the only way. That's the interesting thing about these restorations that I do, is that you really don't know what you're going to get into until you open the box. So with this Snow White, you can see that the little deer, her cake, and the bunny is just floating around in there, which means that this was a really cheap item. She was only $4.99 with $10 shipping. Honestly, I think the $10 shipping was a little bit much, but you know what, that's okay. So I did struggle a little bit opening this box, but trust me, you want to keep these tabs intact because it'll make it a million times easier to put the box back together. Now, I don't know if I said this already, but I never plan on selling my dolls or getting rid of them anytime soon, so me restoring them to their former glory is just a side passion on top of this passion. So now that she's out of the box, this little paper picnic thing was in there with it. I guess it's okay, but I hate that they taped the quality guarantee to the back of it because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get that off without ripping it. It's kind of weird because she's been in this box since 1996, so I guess I'm the first person to actually ever touch the inside of the box, which I guess is kind of cool. I don't know, weird thought, but I always think that when I open them up, like, wow, I am the first person to open this. The back of the box is pretty cool. You can see that the little girl's pretty happy about getting her. And, whew, look at her. She is really pretty. So here's the little bunny guy. I really honestly thought he didn't come with the thing. As I picked him up, all the old rubber bands that were holding him in just crumbled, which is really gross, kind of. It's not gross, it's just the idea that it has a texture that's kind of gross. So I am experimenting with angles, and I thought with my short arms this would work out, but I end up pulling a lot of things forward to myself, so then you sometimes don't see what I'm doing, which is kind of shitty, but there's absolutely nothing I can do because I spent all day filming this. I'm sorry. But I think the cutest toy in here was this little deer. They are like rubber toys, so that is interesting. It's cute. It didn't really have too many chunky bits on it, which was great. I'm thankful that the party hats have stayed in place all these years, and I was looking for her shoes, and I was like, oh, where are they? And they're in this little baggie right here, a little crunchy bit. But honestly, the baggie's there. It's not going to go anywhere for a while, I don't think. I think the dress will keep it in place anyway, so I'm fine with that. My favorite part of this doll is the dress, and I honestly always want to kind of showcase the dress in any way that I can, so I always add stuffing, usually from the packaging that she was sent in with, to kind of add a little bit of poof to her dress. But honestly, do this last. Don't be like me and like do it first and then it get in the way all the time and you're too lazy to actually take it out to the last minute. Stuffing did get in the way a lot, so if you're going to stuff the doll dress, just do it last. Don't be like me and do it first. I think the little streamers on the side of the dress really make it different and special from any other Snow White dress, and I really like the glitter. Most doll boxes already have a thick border going across the thing like this right here, so even if you have stuffing poking out at the bottom, it will be hidden, so don't worry about it. I don't know if these little animals have names or not, so let me know below if they do, but they do remind me of Bambi and Thumper. So at this stage, I'm trying to figure out where things go, and instead of looking at a reference photo on Google, which would be on my phone, which I'm filming on, I decided to just kind of stick things into places and see how they look instead of actually looking at anything. So the first thing I thought I could do is use clear rubber bands, which would be kind of counterintuitive because that means I would have to open the box maybe in a decade or so to kind of replace the rubber bands, but I gave it a try anyway because you just never know if it's going to work out or not. So what I've noticed between doll boxes is that even if it's by the same company, the structure on the back of it could be completely different. So my first idea is to rubber band them back into place so that you couldn't really see the rubber bands because they're obviously clear. I bought them wanting them to be clear for this type of reason, but I realized soon enough that it just wasn't going to work out. And I guess that's the fun part about putting these all back together, is that you don't know what's going to work until you've tried it already. So as you can see, the little rubber band option did not work out, and it probably wasn't rubber band there in the first place, so it was bound to not work out. So option number 2 is to tie it in with some kind of string or ribbon. And for the life of me, I could not find any ribbon inside my stash whatsoever, so I had to opt out and use this black hemp cord. I don't like that it's black because I feel like it sticks out in a weird way, and you can kind of tell that someone tied that back in, which I don't like the look of that. But at this moment, I was already tearing my box of supplies apart and there was stuff all over me, so I'm like, you know what? Let me try putting it here one more time, because looking at a reference photo still isn't something I'm going to do. But nope, I'm going to put it right there, because I feel like it belongs there. And thank goodness my intuition was correct. So pretty much what I'm going to do is, of course, do this way off camera so you can't see it. I'm going to loop it through the little holes and literally just tie it in the back. And I'm going to secure it with tape, as you'll see right here. The inner perfectionist in me really wished I used white ribbon or something like that, or even like little party streamers or something, but I think I'm the only one that's going to care or notice. So, oh boy, now it's time to figure out this, because this was a disaster. I don't know why I thought this was going to look good. I honestly thought the dress was going to cover it up, so it's fine. But you'll see through my trial and errors that this just didn't work out. Sometimes it can work out, but sometimes it doesn't. And I think that's the one thing that you have to learn first before restoring these, is that you have to kind of have an open mind about how you're going to put things back together, because you're not going to be able to always put it back exactly how it was, but at least try to replicate it in some way. So from this angle, it actually looked pretty good. I was not going to be too bothered by it, honestly, but you'll see that it just did not want to cooperate. I think now, looking back and watching this and doing the voiceover right now, that the tape did not want to even stick to this cardboard. So realizing that now, I probably could have saved myself a couple minutes and just would have super glued them down instead of trying to twist this and then tape it. I honestly thought I had a good idea right here, but this is what happens when you have to restore sometimes. Your first or second idea doesn't work out. So at this point, I'm trying to twist it down and then tape it to try to make the bond a little tighter, and already the dress is getting in the way, and I still refuse to take out the fluffing for some weird reason. So I'm trying to mess with it right here to see if it's actually going to come out or not, because if the box does for some reason tip over upside down or something like that, I want to make sure that the little rabbit is not going to fall out, because I really don't want to have to open this again. So I'm still messing around trying to change the tape around or something like that. Oh, I could try to make it tighter, I could try to do this and that, and I'm really stubborn about this idea for some reason. I think it was just the first idea that came to my head to do with the rabbit, and I'm going to try to add more tape, I guess. add more tape. Yeah, that'll fix it. It definitely doesn't look stupid. So I still am in denial that this is going to work, and I almost made a mistake by pouring it in there for some reason. Like, I don't know what my brain was thinking at that second, because that could have been such a mess. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to take a really sharp knife and kind of zhuzh it down in there and kind of smear it in there a little bit, as you'll see right here in a second. And of course I'm doing it off camera because I don't have the depth perception at this angle to see actually where my arms are, so that's always good. So here I am making a slight mess, thinking that this is still going to work out. I think within a few minutes after this, I realized that this isn't going to work out and it looks stupid. And there's just no way this is going to look good, and there's no way that the dress is actually going to hide the cord properly. But I still went chugging on, thinking that this is going to work, and I even tried to see if gravity would do me any favors. But no, it really didn't. And as you can see right there, the cord already fell off the back, and at this point I'm shocked that I just didn't give up and rip it off. And see, look, I'm seeing it. I'm in denial. Yep, there we go. So as I was hyping all up to believe, the little stinker did fall off. So I decided to hot glue him down, and I thought, wow, this could actually work. So I was like, oh, it's going to work, it's going to be fine, it's going to stay. And not realizing the finish on the cardboard was my nemesis at this point. And I decided to also hot glue the other little fellow on there. And for a second there, I really thought I had something. So after this, I usually make sure everything's down and neat and tidy. And I actually didn't do it this time. I thought I really didn't have to do that because I'm like, wow, it's like hot glue. There is no way that these are going to go anywhere. Ooh, little did I know, right? But at this point, you can add stuffing, as you should at the end after you're done. And with some boxes, you can open it from the bottom after you put the doll in, and then you can add the stuffing. I think, honestly, that's a way easier way to do it, because then you can really add as much as you want, and you're not going to worry about the dress coming up when you're putting it back into the box. Also, please don't forget to put these back in the box. I have done it 3 times where I have taped and glued the box down because it was usually a very difficult box, and I had to open it back up just to slip that thing back in. So at this point, I'm like, oh, wiggle, wiggle, up, up, oh no, oh no. It didn't stick, but it made these weird, like, hot glue, like, almost like plugs. So I guess that's kind of cool if that's what you wanted to do. But I think super glue is the next step. So at this point we used regular school glue, hot glue, and now we're going to use super glue. So I hope the super glue does work. And obviously, yeah, it did. Or else I would not be making this video. She looks so pretty now. I'm really happy with how she looks. And oh, there's my little side of my little cloth on the way. She is so pretty. Everything is staying. Very nice, very nice. I like how her dress looks. So I think it is time now, you guys, that we put her back into her box. Honestly, putting her back in her box is just as easy as opening it up. You just have to slide it in and just be a little patient, because you really don't want to rip any of the cardboard. Kind of have a dirty mind. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it like that, but I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I mean, right? I honestly could have made this editing process a lot easier on myself if I did not add the parts in where things did not work out. I don't know if there's a high demand for people teaching other people how to fix dolls and put them back in the box correctly, but I mean, if I could at least have a few people that are interested, I think I'd be pretty happy. But I feel like, this is an art form almost. You're trying to just turn back time and fix, what time has done to something in a weird way. I will admit I do like opening them, but I honestly don't like leaving them open. I think it's more satisfying to open them up, fix them up, make them look really nice, and then put them back in their box for display. I personally don't think there's a high demand for people wanting to watch other people open dolls, fix them, and put them back together inside of a box, but if I can at least accommodate a few people that are interested in it, I'd be pretty happy. And good lord, we are finally in the review part of the video. I thank anybody who has actually sat through this video to get to this point. You are a star. Thank you so much. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out on December 21st, 1937, and I had no clue that the movie was actually that old. Snow White's original story comes from the Grimm fairy tales, but the movie was influenced by traditional European romance fairy tales and popular Hollywood women of that time. So they took a fairy tale twist on a Grimm story, and of course designed Snow White based off of European beauty standards and beauty standards of the 1930s. So here's something I didn't know. Originally Snow White was going to be blonde because she was influenced by an artist called Eugene Grassetti, and the painting was based off of La Printemps, the goddess of nature. I've probably butchered all that, so I'll put all the information on the screen. What I think makes this doll interesting is that she's actually a standalone exclusive, which means she doesn't have any other princesses in the line with her. In the box it comes with a birthday cake, 3 party hats, 2 animal friends, her shoes, and a brush. The back of this box screams the 90s and reminds me of every time any girl or boy, sometimes, had a birthday party, they would get a birthday themed doll. And if you were lucky, your parents would open it up and put it on top of your cake, especially if that's the theme of your birthday. She's a beautiful doll, and I'm so happy that I was able to share how I fix my dolls up with you guys. If you liked this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And down below, tell me who your favorite Disney princess is. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to fix another one up with you. I'll see you all later.